In this video, I am going to discuss about conductivity of semiconductor materials. The drift current density of a semiconductor can be written JDR into E into mu n plus mu p into E, which can be rewritten as sigma into E, where sigma is the electrical conductivity of the semiconductor material and its unit is omega centimeter of inverse. From this expression, we can see that the electrical conductivity of a semiconductor is a function of electron and hole concentrations as well as electron and hole mobilities. The reciprocal of electrical conductivity is known as resistivity, which can be written as rho equal to 1 by sigma equal to 1 by E into mu n plus mu p. The unit of resistivity is omega centimeter. Consider a semiconductor bar as shown in the figure like this. A voltage is applied across the two sides of the bar. A voltage of quantity V is applied across the two sides of the bar. Then a current I will flow through the this material. Then we can write the current density J equal to I divided by A, where A is the area of the surface perpendicular to the direction of flow of current. Similarly, we can write the electric field due to this potential V, E equal to V by L. Already we have an expression for current density as J equal to sigma E. Substituting the values of J and E, we obtain I by A equal to sigma into V by L, or V equal to L by sigma A into I. V equal to L by sigma A into I. We know that 1 by sigma is resistivity rho. So we can rewrite this equation as V equal to L rho, or rho L by A into I. If we put R equal to rho L by A, then the expression reduces to V equal to I into R, where R equal to rho L by A. V equal to IR. This equation is known as V equal to IR. This equation is known as Ohm's law for the semiconductor material, where R equal to rho L by A is called the resistance of the semiconductor material. The resistance of the semiconductor material is a function of resistivity of the material as well as geometry of the material system. Now consider a p-type semiconductor with an acceptor doping Na, which is very much with an intrinsic carrier concentration Ni. Also, since it is p-type semiconductor, the Brownian concentration Nb equal to 0. If we assume the electron and hole mobilities of this material are of the same order of magnitude, then the conductivity can be written as sigma equal to E mu n plus mu p approximately becomes approximately equal to E mu p, where p is the concentration of holes in the p-type doped semiconductor. Since it is Na is very P will also be very much greater than intrinsic conservation or intrinsic electron concentration. So we can eliminate the effect of electrons, minority carriers in the semiconductor. So sigma becomes approximately equal to E into mu P into P. If we assume complete ionization of the dopant atoms, then P becomes equal to number of donors. So this equation becomes sigma approximately equal to E mu P into N. From this expression, we can see that for the case of a extrinsic semiconductor, the conductivity or resistivity is a function of majority carrier parameters. From this expression, we can conclude that the conductivity or resistivity of an extrinsic semiconductor, of any extrinsic semiconductor, will be functions primarily of the majority carrier parameters. In the case of an intrinsic semiconductor, conductivity can be written as sigma equal to E into mu n Ni plus mu P P I, where Ni is the intrinsic conservation of electrons and Pi is the intrinsic conservation of holes. But for an intrinsic semiconductor, the conservation of both type of carriers will be same. So Ni equal to Pi. So we can write sigma equal to E into mu n plus mu P into Ni, where Ni is the intrinsic carrier concentration, simply intrinsic carrier concentration. So the electrical conductivity of an intrinsic semiconductor is a function of both electron and hole mobilities. So electrical conductivity of intrinsic semiconductors will be function of both electron and hole mobilities and also intrinsic carrier conservation.